I think the most destructive mindset is I have to sacrifice to succeed. And yes, to a certain degree, there's trade-offs, right? You're going to have to figure out what activity you want to work on versus what you don't want to work on. I get that. But it needs to be strategic, right? Your sacrifices need to lead to something. So, okay, maybe I sacrifice a little bit of my time at work doing something for I'm going to use this time dedicated to learn a new skill. That's very, very different from I'm going to sacrifice some family time just to get more work in because I feel like I have to meet this deadline. Eventually, it's kind of leading to nowhere. So if the sacrifice is not honoring personal growth, leading to the next step, then I don't know, to me, it's just not strategic. It's not going to lead to success, especially in America. The mindset is, okay, I have to sacrifice a lot. I got to work hard. I got to be a perfectionist, and that's going to lead to success. I try to think of it as like, it sounds a little morbid, but like writing your eulogy. Like if someone had to write your eulogy, like how long do you, or how short do you want it to be? Do you want them to just be like a one sentence, he was a great doctor, or he was a great CEO? Me, no. I want that eulogy to be as long as possible, like multi-dimensional. Connie was a great physician, but Connie was a great mom, and she cared a lot, and she loved to learn, and she loved spreading that wisdom. That wisdom helped me in my life as well, So I try and think of it that way. Like, do you want to be remembered as someone that's one-dimensional, or do you want to be known from like, oh, wow, she had all these skills and attributes and personalities that really resonate with me and changed my life? That's how I like to think of it. People react, oh gosh, I get what you're saying, but in the end, it's not worth it. I got to get this work done. I got to do this data. My boss needs, is relying on me. But I want to change that mindset and go, at the end of the day, like, what do you have to show for other than you did that task? I feel like you need to show up for yourself, and people are going to see that. Like, nothing drives me more crazy. Like, you're in a meeting, for example, and this person is like saying, yeah, I'm a great leader, whatever, and someone's presenting, and they literally like falling asleep. And all of a sudden, after that presentation, they're supposed to make that important decision. I'm like, wait, like you weren't even there half of the meeting. How can you make that important decision? So if anything, like, if you really want to be a good leader, if you want to be a good manager, you got to be present. And if you want to be present, you got to be focused, right? You got to be cognitively there. You got to function properly, and you need to have that energy level so that you can make the best decisions. How can you do that if your health is not in check, your well-being is not in check? So I'm going to challenge people and make them realize that it's really important to invest your well-being, health, if anything, to improve your productivity, because you need to be focused. You need to be there, right? And how can you manage people if you're not even present? You're not even aware of what things are happening around you. And really, I argue one of the best ways to do that is to just have that investment in the health. People have to make a decision. They're just going to have to make a decision of what they value and how they want to be remembered as, So is their value integrity? Is their value being there for people? That is, you got to hold it to the highest level, because if you don't honor those values, it doesn't matter what you do at the workplace. It doesn't matter how much you achieve. You feel like I could have done better because of the fact that you weren't utilizing your values. You may say to yourself, okay, I need to have this work-life balance. And in your head, you're like, okay, I need to have these boundaries. But it's kind of no use unless you communicate those boundaries. But also being clear, what exactly is the boundaries? Is it shutting off at 5 p.m.? Okay, that's fine if you know yourself. But if you're not communicating that to your boss, your family, family is really important too. Of saying, I shut that at 5 p.m. Having that clear message across the board really sets the tone. And yeah, I mean, a lot of times it may take a while for your boss, for example, to understand, okay, 5 p.m. means I'm not a less productive person. If anything, I'm more productive because I have more sleep. I could think clearer. I could think faster. I could do things a lot quicker. Then they start realizing the benefits of that. So I think by showing them not just that you maintain your product, but actually it went up, then they begin to understand. And also, it's also being consistent with the boundary too. They may honor it for a little bit and then they start going back to, okay, please, I need this by 7 p.m. You just have to stand firm. Like, look, I'm getting the work done, if not even higher. A big common mindset too is I need to do something dramatic and drastic to have huge benefits. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Often, if anything, it's the small changes that add up to a point. Like you heard the term compound interest. So even though you save 1%, it's not 1% plus 1% plus 1%. It's exponential. It adds up to way past the sum of the percentages. So to me, that's what small changes are. And a lot of times that's what it's needed. And I want to teach people the skill set of pivoting and being resilient with that. Because one day, 5 p.m. shutdown might be fine, but over a period of time might not be because, you have a new project at work, something happened in life and you need to pivot. So being able to assess the situation, reflect on it, and then adapt to it is really, really important as well. So, but you got to start with a change. Things will stay the same if you don't change anything. So you got to make the investment of making that small change, but also make the investment to come back. Okay, what came out of this? Was it good? Was it bad? What are the pros and cons? And adapt to accordingly, and now do a new change, if you will. Do I need to tweak it up to eventually get to the point where I need to be where, oh yeah, now I have more time for myself to learn a new skill, for example. So I think it's really important to understand that most things, if anything, doesn't require a drastic change. It starts small, and it's better than nothing.